1:31.916 Benetton Birchall did. So that's a new lap record for Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement, and that is fantastic. We thought that might happen. This young man has been sensational, hasn't he? The pair of them, since they got together, incredible.
Without a shout, yeah. Ex-Sailor rider, and obviously his passenger from France, fantastically fit young lady. They've got on the bike and just set the world on fire, really. They're leading everything they get on.
Well, Simon Robinson, Mick Fair's number 19 there. They are in 6th place. There it is, 1:31.7, confirm that new lap record. They're the has-beens crew of Hawkswell and Taylor. And they are dicing with Craig Clark and Pete Enser, who were involved yesterday in the qualifying accident, which basically took out Gordon Pottinger. 1:17, not on the grid because his passenger had to overnight in hospital with concussion. He wouldn't have been able to ride anyway because there's an 8-day rule.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, once you bang your head like that, you just can't be too careful. You can't get back on your bike until you checked out properly by the minute. It's a real shame to see how the lap record might have even be broken by even more if Kershaw and Charwood had managed to hit the bike on the circuit, and obviously if they qualified further up, it would have been a much closer race. Maybe, hopefully for tomorrow, but the grid position will be on lap time today, I believe. Is that right?
And it'll be a reverse grid tomorrow.
Top
10 reverse, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. So we'll have the same scenario, but the other way round.
Flipped round, yeah. So good stuff, though. Good battle going on there.
Bit of smoke coming out the back of this bike here now.
Oh no, is that Blackstock and Rosley?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
But that is what they did not need. Lewis Blackstock, Paddy Rosley. Goodness me, that is what they did not need. They needed a strong finish here. This battle further down the order with Craig Hawkswell, Derek Taylor, number 89. The Has-Beens boys, and they've got a new logo, which is a well-known make of baked beans, and they've rebranded it Has-Beens.
So it looks like they've actually hit us in the beans if you look at the front of the bike. Catering pack, obviously.
Catering pack, yeah, splattered all over the front of the bike. Craig Clark there, number 17, in new livery, Centurion livery orange outfit this year. And a big shunt yesterday, but they worked all night, fixed the bike, and they're back out here. Love their racing. He actually told me he had a building accident but broke his neck earlier in the year. That is scary, scary.
That's some comeback to be able to get on the sidecar after breaking your neck, for sure.
Dear, oh dear. But good battle going on there between these two. At the front, Ellis Clement now 7.4 seconds out in front, having done that lap record. The Christies, and dropping all the way down the order now. Blackstock and Rosley out of the
He's outbraked himself into the hairpin there. It was very wide.
Slipped on the catch-up, I think, as they shot out to the outside. But that let through the number 17 crew. Craig Clark, Pete Enser, one place up then, made their way past, and they're on it now.
And they've got to do it all again.
Good battle between these boys, enjoying it. Track temperature nice and sticky, suiting these big Avons very well indeed. Something of a good grid compared to what we've had recently, but here we go again. Craig Hawkswell, undeterred, you know. A couple of veterans, I have to say, and they won't mind me saying that. They are advanced in years, not as much as me as it happens, but they are getting towards the wrong end of racing sensibility. But they absolutely love it, and they're getting stuck in here.
It's always a good thing with the sidecars, because you can keep riding the sidecar late on in your career as opposed to a solo. And some of the guys get off solos. Look at Todd Ellis, become like right on the front.
Well, the reigning world champion Marcus Schlosser is no spring chicken, and you will have known him from your days possibly. He was riding certainly when the promoter of this championship, Roger Body, was racing internationally, so he's been around a long time. Reigning champion, but he's having to trail second best to Todd Ellis, who's leading the World Championship at the moment. Meanwhile, back here at Brands then, we're watching this battle down here, and this is the battle for 9th place. Ahead of them, Kevin Cable and Chaz Richardson. So these boys are really on it. They're lapping in the high 50s, but that does not detract from the quality of their racing. 1:40.3 Craig Clark did, and that is 9 seconds, 8 seconds really off the record. They're 50 seconds off the leading bunch. There's a race leader, Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clermont, young French passenger. Go on, sorry, I came across you.
It's not. Obviously, you've got a top world-class team at the front, so a lot of the lap pace they're setting is obviously going to be, well in excess of most of your national runners anyway.
Yeah, that's true, and well, we can see that, can't we? Because Sam and Tom Christie, 1:33.3, so they are nearly 2 seconds, certainly a second and a half off the pace. Here they come, the Christie brothers from Beverley, who build the Sidecar outfits. They live and breathe it. They often do repairs for most of the teams in the paddock. They're really head-to-head with the Birchells in terms of what they do structurally and even designing their own outfit.
They're very, very personal guys and very, very clever. They're anything to do with the Yamaha engines and their shatters, obviously, but even with in solo situations, they help a lot of people out, and they're very, very clever and switched on.
Most of these outfits, the LCR, the Lewis Christian Racing, but you and I know, Brian, that there are other manufacturers coming to the fore. We've got a couple of the RS Adolf outfits built in Germany, but Dean Ride is building the Ride F1, and there's one of those in this paddock which will be campaigned at some stage by Todd Ellis as a trial run. That's
a beautifully constructed bit of kit. I mean, Dean has worked tirelessly with years and years of experience. He makes his own sidecar floors. He makes everything. And I'm sure that when the bike gets tested and used, it will be every bit as good as the Adolf and the LCR. And again, it's nice to see different manufacturers rather than just having it all monopolised by one.
Absolutely no. I mean, it's good to have variety. The Birchall brothers responsible for the manufacture and distribution of LCR in the UK now. But we're watching the battle here for 6th place. Rupert Archer and Phil Hyde on the Hannafin Adolf RS. Here they come, interview number 70 outfit. They are currently in 6th place, being chased now by Martin Kirk, yellow and black outfit, number 58, and Kyle Masters. And still that scrap going on further down the order for the low places for 9th and 10th, Clark and Hawkswell. And there Craig Hawkswell, 89, red and yellow. So good scraps all the way down the field, but now nearly a 9-second lead by Ellis from Christie, who in turn has a massive advantage over 3rd place George Holden and Oscar Lawrence. But they'll be on the podium, those boys. It's becoming a regular thing for them. And what an achievement for a newcomer, for Luke Williams and Jason Pitt, 4th place.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's fantastic. It's just what the class needs. Some different blood, fresh blood, and just to get the thing all revved up again. It would have been really interesting to see how the Birchall brothers and the likes of Tim Reeve would have been in terms of that rapid speed racing against Ellis and Clermont. Unfortunately, they're not here to find out, but maybe tomorrow we'll get a good showing as everybody, the bikes keep going, and with the reverse grid situation, we could have a humdinger of a race.
I think we could. I think we will, in actual fact. I spoke to Ben Birchall last week from the World Round at Donington. He said he simply hasn't got the bike ready. He said he might be back for Thruxton, but he's not sure. But he certainly won't be at the next round, which is the Cadwell Revival. We've got 7 more rounds. This is the first of 7, 15 races. So it's not inconceivable that this pair could win the World and the British Championship.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think they deserve it if it's possible for them to do without a shadow of doubt, because they clearly are, I won't say a cut above, but they do seem to have a bit of an advantage over the rest of the teams. And their kit's really well prepared, and they're just operating really well.
Yeah, they are definitely. If we had the aforementioned Reeves and Birchells here, well, they would have their work cut out. And we saw before Tim Reeves left the world stage after 2 rounds and 4 races this year, he was firmly put in his place by Todd Ellis from behind. Tim would recognise a good sidecar driver when he saw one, and he met one that day.
I think because for Tim's been so successful and been at the top end of the sport for so long. Nothing lasts forever, and I think he also believes, whilst he's still got massive pace and everything, that there is going to be somebody else, and Todd and Emmanuel seem to be the couple at the moment, without a shadow of a doubt. And they're younger, nothing stays the same, and I think Tim actually realises that. But it would all, I do believe, if they were here, they'd be a really good show.
Oh, it would be, yeah, they'd be hungry for it, both of them. So let's hope that we see Tim Reeves and his French passenger, of course, and the Birchall brothers out again before the end of the season. Kevin Rousseau was the name I was desperately searching my cobwebs for, and they're doing rounds in Germany, they're doing various other meetings. They were in the Southern 100 last weekend, so lots of other cycle racing going on, but they're not here. Let's hope they come back, we need them.
It's ironic actually that since Brexit, which has caused so many problems for so many people, that there's some Anglo-French teams that are all looming up in England.
Yeah, but you know, Brexit in its own way has contributed, add to that a global pandemic and then a certain conflict in Ukraine, and it's a perfect storm which has affected motorsport right across the planet.
I'm surprised that there's so many teams, solo and sidecar, competing in all the domestic championships and world championship with the situation, you know, as he's pointed out.
Yes. Anyway, this pair having good fun. They can go back into their awnings tonight. So, well, we had a good scrape. Would you like beans on toast? Would you?
We seem to have plenty in stock.
Yeah, we've got plenty in stock. But Craig Clark doing really, really well, considering this man was on his roof at the close of play yesterday, upside down after touching and clipping, and oh dear me.
I think they're holding down. I'm not whether they're sandbagging or. It looks to me like they might be in a position to have a pop, but we are on the final lap, so it's now or never.
I think it was Pottinger who was on his roof, actually. Craig Clark damaged his wheel arch, but you're quite right, on the final lap at 12, that's almost 30 miles of racing, and Todd Ellis coming round to close on this pair, so they might just escape being lapped as we look for Todd Ellis and Manuel Clement over the top of the hill, sweeping into view. And that is a lovely, lovely shot. Down they go, throwing it into Hawthorne Bend. That is so fast over Colourful and Scott. Then up we come to Westfield, the right-hander of Westfield. Third gear around here, driving away, then down through Dingle Dell. Here they go. Sheen Curve then over the crest of Sheen Curve. A blind rise, dropping down then towards the left-hander of Sterling. They're at it now. Will they escape being lapped? Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement are closing. Checker flag will be readied now. They're on the inside. Will the blue flags be waved here? Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement don't throw caution to the wind. Here they go. On the back then of Craig Hawkswell. Checker flag and victory it is for Todd Ellis and Manuel Clement. Second place for Sam and Tom Christie. 2 of 3 brothers from Beverley in Yorkshire. Brilliant ride for them. They collect 20 points. George Holden and Oscar Lawrence, some way back down the road, will complete the podium. And it is indeed bad news for Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosney, who will stay on 90 points as Ellis and Clement move to 75. Suddenly it's game on already.
Yeah, it's such a shame that also the championships clash, the World Championship and the UK Championship, which makes it obviously difficult for a team to compete in both. But they're doing a really good job in both series that they get into.
New lap record, 1:31.707 for Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement on the Santander Cabelco machine. Sporting some FHO livery as well. A big tie-up between Roger Body, Series promoter, the Santander team boss. Andy Beach and Ken Edwards, I cannot believe it, yet another retirement, but on the final lap. So that looks to me as though it's simply broke.
If they had any luck, it would be bad luck. It's unbelievable. And also that late in the race is like a bit of a travesty.
What a shame. Kershaw Child out of it, Biggs out of it, Peach and Edwards, Blackstock and Rosney, goodness me, the list goes on. Well,
it's a book with Paddy Hill as well, yeah.
It is. What a shame. One lap left to do, and they didn't make it. But race winners, Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, they did it in style. Bit of a handstand for Mick Fairhurst. That's been done before. Last time I saw it, it was a man in a Kermit suit, but I won't tell you where that was. Simon Robinson then, 5th place for them, behind the new boys, Luke Williams, Jason Pitt, number 91. But race winners, Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, bringing in to the applause and the recognition of what was a fine ride with a 13-second lead advantage. Huge thanks, Brian. Thanks for joining me. If you're up for it again tomorrow, it's before midday.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you very much.
More of the same tomorrow. Well done. That's it in. Confirmed then. Ellis, Clement, Christie's, Holden. There's your podium. Williams, Pitt. Sensational. They'll be thrilled. Robertson, Fairhurst, Archer, Kirk. That's the best result for Rupert Archer for a little while. Kirk, Cable, Clark, Hawkswell. We followed that battle all the way through. And then the Hilditch father and son pairing, and then Blackstock and Rosny, they're credited with 12th. I wonder, will they be allocated points? We shall see. So Blackstock and Rosny, 95. They did get a few points. Well, Christie's there leading now. Ellis, Clement. So that is sensational. 92. 90, 75. Well, that's it. That's a close call at the top. Ellis Clement can take the series lead tomorrow if they do it all over again, unless Steve Kershaw spoils their party. Holden, Robertson, everybody. Kirby's not here. Pete, how unlucky do you want to be? And the rest of the guys delighted with a good 12-lapper here for the opening race at Brands Hatch. George Holden mixing it with royalty there. Fantastic. Oscar Lawrence, another podium for them. So they're going very, very well indeed. Last time they were out, they had double podiums at Knockhill. They've done it again. So they're on their way, aren't they?
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Look at that. That young lady loves to win. Second is simply not good enough. And that sharpens their winning edge and puts them in the pound seats. I won't say on target for double championship, but at this stage, only around 2 rounds and a bit gone. I would not bet against them. No,
I think it's probable, to be fair, but as we know, motorsport throws in all sorts of curveballs, but it's looking like it's a possibility from my side anyway.
Just got a couple of minutes, mate.
Well, that was a fantastic. That was a fantastic win there. I was so impressed. The convincing ride in these hot conditions. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, it's nice to get back to some British Championship racing. It's a short drive compared to being out in the Worlds, and yeah, it's nice to have a short, fast little race, and yeah, it feels just like being abroad with this weather that seems to be having at the moment.
Fantastic. We'll go enjoy the champagne, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Good job, thank you.
Well, there it is. That's Todd and Emmanuel Clement. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement. Victory again here. And as you say, these World Championship races are 18 laps, so about half an hour. It's a long, long way, especially in this heat. They've been to Croatia, they've been all over the place, but this is what happened. Blackstock and Rosny away then. Looked like they got the drop off the line, but up the inside went Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement, never to look back. Sam and Tom Christie charged really, really well. It was a good start by Hawkswell, and we were looking for Kershaw and Charwood, who at that point were in trouble. They were the crew who went wide.
I think if you look at it, the bike turns very sideways. It's almost like the engine's locked or something, and he's had to clutch it. He obviously was terminal for sure.
A few rub bottoms going round there, and this battle went on between these two, but unfortunately it was not to be for Blackstock and Rosny. Further down the field, other crews were having their own scraps. Martin Kirk and Kevin Cable locked horns. Kirk out with Kyle Masters, who actually started the season with Kevin Cable. Then it was all over for Blackstock and Rosney. Smoke coming out of the back. They did the right thing, got it onto the grass ASAP. And these guys really had a race-long battle, getting up to all sorts of antics and giving each other the opportunity to overtake, undertake, whatever you want to call it. At the front though, imperious Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement for Santander Salt and Cabelco did a sterling job to bring it home, taking the lap record in the process. Once they got among the tail enders, were they able to pass? Well, not quite, but it didn't matter. They took victory, and a very compelling victory it was too. Well, I think they're delighted. The sun is shining. It's a great way to finish the action here at Brands Hatch on the opening day of round 3 for the sidecars here. There's been other solo action, of course, during the course of the season, but this was round 3. Victory then to Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement. George Holden, Oscar Lawrence, equally thrilled. 3rd podium in a row for them. And Sam and Tom Christie now lead the chase. But I wonder where they'll be at close of play tomorrow. Lovely spray. They do it all again.
Congratulations there. Come in, Todd, let's grab a quick word with you. Well, whether it's World Championship, whether it's British Championship, it doesn't really matter, does it? But sad that one or two of the riders went out there. Steve Kershaw went out on the very first lap, and Lewis Blackstock looked like he blew a motor halfway through the race.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit shame that they couldn't give us a good run. I kept looking on my pit board, and I was expecting to see Steve at some stage, or the pit board started to come down, but no, it's lovely to be out back here. It's reverse grid tomorrow, so hopefully we'll make a bit more of a race of it and have some good fun tomorrow with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Can this winning streak continue tomorrow, Madam?
I hope so, but today will be more fight and will be more funny, I think, so I'm looking forward for tomorrow.
So you don't like these easy victories, do you? You like to be made to work for them?
Yeah, just more funny, and for the people who are watching it,